The basic history is that for the Rotary Club of Pearl River, we started on December 12th, 1935. The businessmen's group, this was that met in Pearl River, and that became the Rotary Club, but they interviewed the different groups and they said, Rotary's our choice. December 12th, 37 people get together. Grover Sanford, who was the local pharmacist, was the president. Jake Wexler was one of the local lawyer in Pearl River, was one of the members. He went on to stay in the club for 62 years. And from that time in 1935 until today, almost 400 different people came through, and we still have 71 of them as members.
It was in 1962. Fred Bonniwell, he was a local dry cleaner. He asked me to join, and I had a lot of difficulty in the club at first calling my minister, who I always called Pastor Buller. I had to call him by his first name, Ed, and that was difficult.
In 1962, when I joined Rotary, there were a lot of great members that already established in the club, like Marshall Rooney, Ed Boughton, Lundy Blaisdell.
The mentors that I remember best were Monty Mays, George Hadler, Jack McNaughton, Herb Lawrence.
My father, Al Golden, Ray Hayes, Fred and John Holt. They were very active in the club, very well respected in their position. I don't know, they were just admirable people.
I think the legacy of it is that it has been composed of leading people in the community that have a pulse of what the community needs, of what Rotary needs, and that over the years we have maintained a caliber of members that have been able to keep the Rotary Club in the status that it is today.
I mean, 75 years is a long time for a business to survive. Here's a club that was founded in the middle of the Depression, the Great One. And what I've come up with is the fact of we've always had people in the club that care. They cared about the direction of the club, and they were willing, even if they weren't president, to step in and realign the ship if we were getting off course. So one of the traditions has been of the Rotary Club in terms of accomplishments was not so much that we would do it and continue to do it, but that we would start things.
For instance, the Pearl River Swim Club. I had just come into the club when that was in the works. And the Pearl River Little League was started by the Rotary Club. And my goodness, look at how many young people that have taken part in that over the years. Well, when I was president, I had carried on what Bert Cross and Fred Schroeder had started, and that was the development of the telemetry unit for the Pearl River Ambulance Corps.
We basically reinstituted the Coaster Car Derby. The press box at the school is another large project. We've also done, ramp projects to allow people who are disabled to get into their house. Another major event, really, with thousands of people coming to it, is the Share Christmas and the Holidays, and that's a nice community thing. And the fishing contest, we run that every year.
It's an experience. Lots of times they don't have a chance to go fishing with their parents or grandparents, and it's a special day for them.
These are all community activities, free, put on each year with a lot of time and effort. There is a sense of community still in Pearl River, which we saw on Pearl River Day, and our club was active in that too.
All the accomplishments Rotary has established over the years is way too many to mention, but one of the few most important was establishing the Rotary Scholarship Fund that has helped so many kids over the years.
That started out, again, we had somebody like Ed Boughton to challenge us to raise $50,000 within 90 days, and he said he would match whatever we did up to $50,000, and we made the $50,000. Started off with $100,000. We're up now well over $700,000. As far as I know, we're the largest scholarship program in Rockland County. Last year, I think we gave away 19 scholarships at $2,000 apiece. So that's, almost $40,000.
Always got satisfaction from most of the projects in the club, especially the people.
We've had 3 district governors in our club. I'll go back to Ed Buller because he was very ritualistic in the sense of course, he was a Lutheran minister. But when you were installed by Ed Buller, we called it Bullerization. Gus Pappas, for most of our present members, he is Mr. Rotary. I mean, he for me, he was always that.
All during my presidency, if I had a question, I was very lucky. If I had a question, Gus was there for me. And
3 district governors from one club is a lot. It does say something for the club and this thing of leadership.
I think every Rotarian is a credit to our club. And they're all Mr. or Ms. Rotary because of the fact that they give their all to what we believe in and what we do.
It was 1989 that Marilyn Rose, our first woman Rotarian, was voted into the club, and she was a pioneer to do this. Now it's not a big deal. It's never an issue, but at that time it was.
You've had over that period.
I became a member in 1991. Ed Chesler was my sponsor.
And that is a turning point. We have about 13 to 15 women today, and some of whom have been president of our club, and they've done well, and we've done well because of them.
They were very welcoming right from the beginning. In the year 2000, they did the unthinkable and installed a woman as president. I was very proud that I was elected president and was able to serve for that year. It was really a great experience for me. The people, the Rotarians, my fellow Rotarians, were all eager to help. That year we had a journal for the first lady president, and we accomplished a lot that year.
I know my father and my mother both grew up in Pearl River, and my grandparents grew up in Pearl River. I took advantage of just about everything that this town offered as a kid. As my mother started to clean out the house and found other, pictures and stuff like that. There was a picture of me in my Little League uniform at the fishing contest. I think it was the first one. And it had to be like 1983 or something like that. I remember, right around the same time the Share Christmas thing had started. And as I had opened up the store, I had seen it was still going on year after year. And the same guys that were there in 1983, 1984, the same guys that were still organizing it then. I felt that at a certain point that everything I've taken advantage of, I had to give back. And there was people, I could tell you 10, 15 names of people that, were at every single thing that allowed us to take advantage of it. And as they get older, there's got to be the next group of people who will be able to do that.
I've been inspired about all the good works that Pearl River Rotary Club has accomplished over the years. I'm also very happy to have enjoyed all the fellowship and great times that we have had.
I can't remember a meeting that I never had a pleasant time sitting with different people and enjoying the camaraderie.
Fellowship is a very important part of Rotary. All the Rotarians love to be with one another. When there's a fellowship function or party or get together, everyone is happy to see each other, and it's the time to get to know each other as Rotarians.
Rotary has been a very important part of my life for the past 48 years, as well as my wife Miriam. We've enjoyed every minute of it for 48 years. And as far as Gump would say, that's all I have to say about that.